Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Terran Baseball with TGN.tv, and today it's time for Heroic Zul'Gurub. First order of business, take down the Venomancer, use the little Venom Cauldron so you don't get too much Venom damage when you run through that green pulsating zone, and then just go ahead, move towards the bridge, kill these little insects, move over the bridge, and there is your first real challenge, Tiki Lord Muloa. And that guy doesn't do much, he just does his Tiki Torch, which is basically a AoE effect on one of your group mates, so just spread out a little bit, and that should take care of things. Rushing over the bridge, killing the next Venomancer to unlock the next Venom Cauldron, the anti-Venom Cauldron I should say. Nothing is pretty darn useful for this next mob pack, which is 2 Venom Guard Destroyers. They have a very unfriendly cone AoE attack that they do in front of them. They spit poison in your face, and they also have the ability to dispel the cauldron buff on you, so you have to just tank him near this little cauldron, and if you get dispelled, just click the cauldron real quick, and that will give you a new stack of 30 seconds of almost poison immunity, which is great. Now you see at the cauldron neutralizer, I just click the cauldron again, and I'm all set and ready. Okay, and now the first boss is coming up. High Priest Venoxis, the snake guy. And if you have already seen my videos on TGN World of Warcraft, you have also seen the boss guide on there. So just the basics. Don't stand in green stuff. And if you see the poison bomb, move away from each other. So again, you see the green stuff on the ground. That will make a nice symbol on the ground. Just don't stand in it. There is toxic link between 2 people. You have to move away from each other, not like these guys are doing, cuddling up. That isn't good. The Whispers of Hithis cast that does damage to 1 player and kills our Shadow Priest right here. That thing can be interrupted. Toxic Link going off again. Again, they move away. That thing gets interrupted and breaks. And there you see the green stuff on the ground. Don't stand in it. Now, Venoxis will go ahead and transform into a snake form. At that point, he gets his cone AoE breath. You just have to move out of that stuff or you will get killed pretty quickly. So I'm just positioning him so he breaths towards the stairs region right there. And every time he starts his cast, Breath of Athis, I just move behind him. I don't get hit, so everything is just nice and peachy. And again, moving towards his front, waiting for the next breath. Will it come? Yes or no? Nope, it doesn't. He goes into his super duper rare mode. Blood Women is the spell in question. You see these green lines that are spawning these green bombs on the ground. Just move out of these poison bombs. You have to wait for a few seconds and then that stuff will just go away and the boss will teleport into the middle of the room, will be exhausted, will take lots and lots more damage, so at that point just go ahead and DPS him down. And he's still exhausted. We've lost another damage dealer, but no problem. Toxic Link going off again. Whisper of This is going off again, so kick that stuff. And just go ahead and kill the boss. It's not that hard. If you just keep moving out of the green stuff, you should be perfectly fine. And he's even going into snake form again. Well, bad DPS on that group because too many DVDs are down. No problem though. Kill the High Priest and take some loot. And do take note during that whole time, this whole area around these stairs is also covered in poison, so don't move in that stuff. Reviving our Shadow Priest with my trusted Gnomish Army Knife. Yep, everyone should have one of those. Great stuff to have. At least if you're an engineer. Pulling Morlek, the Dismantler. Just tanking him and his workers. and killing that stuff, looting a giant sack which has some gems in it. And then we just move ahead to the next guy. There is another big troll waiting for us, and I'm not talking about a YouTube troll, nope. A big Gurubashi troll, and that is Kolima the Mover. Same deal going on. Tank the ads, tank the boss, and kill him. Well, it's not actually a boss, it's a mini boss with 1.6 million health. And if in doubt, blow cooldowns. At that point I was in doubt, and it didn't blow my cooldowns, so I died. Well, bad things happen. Even to me. Surprisingly. So, yeah, just waiting to get revived right here. And then, my friends, it's time for the good old Indiana Jones rolling boulder trap. Everyone loves it. Now come on, res me. Okay, let's go. Loot, of course. Loot's more important than boulders. Alright, mount up, and then it's time to dodge some boulders. Some big boulders. Which isn't that hard, just go ahead and alternate your positions, and that's it. Now our druid is doing what he does best, which is AFKing. So, guess what? Yep, perfect opportunity to train more dodging. Kinda feel like the good old Frogger right now. And there he is. Okay, so let's pull this friendly berserking boulder roller. Again, another mini boss type of enemy. 1.20 million health, not too much. Be aware that he can kick you into another monster group, so tank him in a way that you don't get kicked into, let's say, the next 20 mobs. And you should be perfectly fine. Now in this pack you have a cauldron mixer. That guy is actually guarding the blue cauldron right here. So kill the cauldron mixer first. After that you can use the blue cauldron and no, actually was wrong there. You can use the blue cauldron as soon as you pull the cauldron mixer, and if you get that cauldron buff you can put these enemies into a big ice block type of attack, and that stuff does lots of damage. And by lots of damage I mean like 1 million damage with one hit. Sadly it only has about one hit and that's it, so you have to refresh it every time at the cauldron, but quite frankly you're fighting right at the cauldron for the next 2 trash packs, so why not make use of it? Yep, taking down these blood rages, which is a joke with that buff. And then pulling the 2 warmongers and the next cauldron mixer. And if you finish that stuff, well, High Lord Mandokir is already waiting for you guys. And those guys that have played World of Warcraft Classic still know the guy. With his nice little mechanic where he just goes ahead and kills your raid mates. Ah, good old Mandokir. Everyone loves him. Well, everyone loves him because of the fact that he used to drop a nice mount back in Classic, so yeah, well. Okay, so let's go into the arena. Now basically there are 2 ways you can fight this boss. Number 1, if you have good DPS or very good DPS, just focus on the boss and kill him and ignore everything else. If not, you might wanna focus on his raptor as soon as he spawns it. So right now I'm just tanking Mandokir, and right about now he just go ahead and cuts the head off of our nice little Shadow Priest. Will get resurrected by one of these ghosts. Casting Bloodletting right now, which does massive damage to one target, so your healer should be aware of that. Devastating Slam, that's a area of effect attack, it's a cone attack, you just have to move out of that stuff. And the Raptor itself just has about 200k HP, and you can stun that guy, so it shouldn't be a problem to take down the Raptor before I can, well, feast on one of these ghosts, thereby costing you one opportunity to resurrect. He's resurrecting his little Raptor right now. You won't be able to attack him for a few seconds, so just get ready. There he is. Devastating slam going on. Bam! Charging in. Chain stun. Goodbye, buddy. And focus on Mandok here again. And apparently, sometime between here and there, we lost another damage dealer who got killed for some reason or the other. Well, doesn't matter. Oh. Or maybe he was just feigning death. You never know with the good old grid, so yeah. Doesn't matter. What matters, my friends, is loot. Bloodletting going on right now, and the Raptor is getting revived, so again, stun lock and kill it. And the Raptor has about 207k HP to be precise, so yeah. Not that much of a problem. Focusing down Mandok here, and well, take some loot, because we like loot, and if you don't like loot, then you shouldn't play World of Warcraft, because it's all about the loot. Some nice plate wrists, which sadly I can't use, so disenchant. Okay, time to move on. Rolling on. Okay, trying to be cute here and take that ice buff with me for the next mob, but well, let's see if that'll work out, shall we? Okay, that's the right direction to go. The Witch Doctor. Well, it turns out it doesn't work. But he's casting some stuff. Big bad voodoo. Well, not so bad, but it's the good old stuff where if you can't kill these guys quickly enough, they will turn into big ass snakes. So if your DPS isn't that good, it might actually be a better idea to just focus them down one by one than by just going ahead and AoEing that guy. Because as soon as they turn into snakes, they'll unleash one of these poison bolt volleys, and if there are too many snakes around, well, basically your group gets insta-gibed. So yeah, it's like these things in what is it called, Munchkin, when a boss mob wins a fight and bad things happen. Literally, they're called bad things. Okay, that's the Cache of Madness. First of all, some fun thing to do. Kill the Tiki Masks. Oh yeah, everyone loves the Tiki Masks. Go all out DPS crazy on these guys. And then the thing to do is basically run around with archaeology and try to activate one of these gravestones, one of these vases, and one of these shells on the ground. And then a random boss will spawn, and you just go ahead and kill it. So, again, running around, trying to find the correct thing to click. And there it is, we found all three. I just did a cut right there, because it isn't that interesting to see us run around for 3 minutes trying to find the right stuff. And we have a boss, Renataki the Rogue. He doesn't really do that much, just tank and spank and heal through his AoE ability. Well, of course he does some rogue stuff like stealthing around, but it doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and kill him. There is his AoE ability, it's called 1000 Blades. It's basically a Blade Storm type of attack, or a pulsing Fan of Knives. Whatever, it doesn't do that much damage. Your healer is somewhat useful, he'll just heal you through it, and that's it. After that, you just go ahead and kill that guy. Nothing too fancy going on. Yeah, he's laughing. Let's see if he laughs right now. No, he doesn't. He's dead. What a surprise. Dropping 2 more nice items, and well, let's go to the next movement test. I just love that stuff. The Tiki Masks of Doom. Well, anyone wants some flames? And you shouldn't stand in them because they do lots of damage. Okay. You can ignore the mobs right here, they are just eye candy. If you want a Maelstrom Crystal, turn right here and kill Mortax, the Binding Bell, or whatever he's called. He doesn't do too much stuff, just basically go ahead, tank and spank, kill him, that's it. And if some refugees enter in that fight, well, you just have to kill him as well. And there is the Maelstrom Crystal, so even if you don't have a disenchanter with you, at that point you can at least get one of these nice and juicy crystals that everyone loves for their enchantments. Okay, mounting up and moving on. Fast forward. A Gurubashi Berserker who will just go ahead, randomly focus one guy, pursue them, focus the next guy, pursue them, whatever. He also has a knockback, so if you're tanking him between pursuits, make sure that he doesn't knockback you into the water. That would be not so good. And quite frankly, I want that Tiki Mask as a helmet. That thing is so crazy. Moving up the Ziggurat, down here. That pack isn't too spectacular, so I'll just fast forward through it. 2 Panthers and a Shadow Hunter. Next pack is a little bit tricky. Focus down the Priest, then go for the Shadow Hunter. Be aware that the Blood Drinkers do some nasty AoE stuff and get some nasty buffs, so you might want to CC them. Or blow cooldowns, one out of 2 things, and move out of these big ass whirlwinds. They hurt big time. And after you get these 2 guys down, you just go ahead and kill the Blood Drinkers and the remaining Panther. The Blood Drinkers will actually get a nice enrage effect that you can dispel, for example, with a Hunter, good old tranquilizing shot or whatever it's called right now. And the Rogue can also do it with his Shiv ability. Okay, some more loot. And it's time for, yeah, arguably the most difficult boss, at least healing-wise, in that instance, and that is the Panther boss. High Priestess, what's her name? Kilnara, whatever. The Panther girl. That's a real cat. A Hellcat, to be quite precise, so, yeah. Let's just go ahead and kill it. There are 2 ways you can do that fight. Number 1, just go all out DPS on the boss and kill it. And just ignore the Panthers that will spawn or wake up at 50% and off-tank them. Or the other option you have is just going ahead and pulling each of the 4 Panther packs before the boss reaches 50% health, which is the easier thing to do. So I pulled the first Panther pack, the Panthers are down, so I'm moving to the second one. Tanking that stuff. Watch out for these waves, don't stand in them. That was a very bad angle, but well, stuff like that can happen. The High Priestess does some Shadow Bolts on your tank, you can just ignore them. The thing you should interrupt is her Tears of whatever spell. She's crying around like a little bitch, and that's not good. Tears of Blood, yeah, that does lots of damage, so kick that stuff. give your healer some time to heal your group up between these little cat packs, because these cats will randomly jump onto some players and do lots of damage, so don't pull them too quickly. And just go ahead and focus them down. 1 pack of Panthers remaining. Pulling that as well. And we're approaching 50%. 50% is there. The roof starts to come down, and, well, she goes into Panther form. And look on that. Ah, well. There are children watching, so I'll not say anymore. I'll just say, nice top. In this form, she doesn't do that much. She just hits you, not that hard, but you need to kill her fast because she's got a stacking buff on her that will increase her damage and attack speed. Then she goes into camouflage mode, and she will appear somewhere else. Oh well. That boss used to be a lot harder back in Classic. Priestess is down, and we get some loot. A nice little ring for rogues or hunters. So it's disenchanted. Fast forward again. Moving on. Moving on. Pulling out the chopper. Vroom. Next pack coming up. Some Razashi adders. Well, guess what? Just go kill him. And to take note, these venom spits that they can do, they hurt quite a little bit, so you might want to focus them down fast. Next pack that's coming up, it's going to be a huge AoE pack. Have fun with the big ass numbers. There should actually be a cauldron here somewhere. No, not the toxic cauldron here. There's a fire cauldron right here, so if you should need it for AoE DPS, you can always go ahead and free up that fire cauldron. Or you just go ahead, take all these guys at once without this fire buff and just kill them. Witch Doctors won't be doing that much DPS, but the Mind Slaves are not that dangerous as one, but in a number of 20 or so, they can actually start to do some hurt. But on the other hand, DPS, oh yeah. And please be aware, these witch doctors, when they die, they will turn into spirits, and you should run away from them, or it'll go like it goes like right here with our friendly druid who just got a little slap with one of these spirits and died. Bitch slapped. Okay, ghosts despawning. That means bring out the res and let's go. Come on, res faster. We've got stuff to do. Mobs to loot. Stuff to kill. Take this Frostborn formula right now because you'll face 2 Gurubashi Berserkers, but one hit of the Frostborn formula will take him down to about 750, 780 HP. At that point, focus DPS and kill him. If they become too dangerous, you can always refreeze them anytime. Okay, killing these 2 guys and moving in on Zanzil. Well, Zanzil does his voodoo bolts, not much of a problem. I believe you can even interrupt that stuff. The only very dangerous spell that he does is a frontal spell. It's called Zanzili Fire, that will go on in one line. Don't stand in it, it will hit like a truck. You have your 3 cauldrons. Basically, the ice cauldron for the big berserkers. He's resurrecting one of them right now, so you just use the ice cauldron to take down most of their HP and then focus them down. The red cauldron, the fire cauldron, is used for the ads that can get spawned by the boss. It'll spawn just a ton of nice little skeletons that you can kill with these with this fire cauldron. And if he sets the whole area in poison, well, if he does that, guess what? You take the poison cauldron. Taking the fire buff right now and pulling these zombies together. You could actually just go ahead and do that with a little bit then more than one guy. We decided to just off-tank him at that point, so yeah. You might want to get one more person on this immolation buff. Is it immolation? Whatever. The good old ability from the Warlock. Toxic gas going on, so get the green cauldron buff and just go ahead and kill the boss. No problem there. And if you are done with doing that, yep, more juicy loot waiting for you. It's all about the loot, guys. And right now we're in the front of the final ziggurat with the final boss on it. A Hierophant and a Juggernaut standing in our way. Hierophant again interrupt his ancient power ability. Juggernaut with his special ability that spawns these earthquake zones on the ground, just move out of them. If you have a mage, you can also spell steal that buff. That looks pretty crazy on a mage. And after you've killed these two guys, well, 4 more trash mobs and the final boss. That's all that stands between you and some juicy points and some, well, more or less good loot. So I show you the killing of one of these berserkers. The other 3 go the same way. They are called Gurubashi Spirit Warriors, and you have to kill them to, well, get them to be spirits, because you'll need these spirits later on. Their ability, their signature ability is called Body Slam. They'll target one player of your raid and, one player of your group. It's only 5 men. I'm still in classic mode where it was 10-player mode. Well, they'll take one player of your group as a target, cast Body Slam, which is a jump attack. This attack will leave a white zone on the ground, so don't stand in it. But you'll need this jump attack later on to kill the chains that are spawned by Jindo. So, killing the last Spirit Warrior right here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's DPS, guys, huh? Taking these guys down in 20 seconds. I'm just kidding. So, Jindo the Godbreaker, last boss coming up. Well, I already did one video on his abilities. If you haven't seen that, here is the quick version of it. Number 1, he'll spawn these shielding zones on the ground. You'll see one of them right now. Pull him out of it because he'll take less damage if you're standing in them. And these zones will get in handy when he's casting Shadows of Akar. After that, he will be casting high damaging Chain Lightnings. And if you stand in that zone, you'll only take, well, a fraction of the damage that you will normally take. So move in that zone after he's casted that stuff about 3 times and his buffs wear off. Shadows of Akar, there it is again. He's getting big, bad, and ugly. And about 8 seconds later, that buff wears off again. His mace stops flashing, and you can move out of the zone again. Okay, so phase 2 coming up. I'm pulling a Gurubashi Spirit. You see these 3 chains. They are guarded by shields, and you can break these shields only by having a Gurubashi Spirit Warrior jumping on the chains by doing a Body Slam. That Body Slam somewhat bugged out. It spawned a zone right below the right chain, but actually the top left chain got active, but well, it doesn't matter. Attacking the chains, killing the spirits that get randomly spawned, and you should move out of these fireball type shadow crashes. It's just unnecessary damage that you can easily avoid by just moving out of them. The shadow fireballs are not that fast, so you have about 3 or 4 seconds between impacts. So that shouldn't be any problem. Putting your second Gurubashi Spirit, he should be doing his jump ability any second. moving the group towards the chains. There's a jump. Bam, that chain gets active, so you now can attack it. Off-tanking the Spirit Warrior and just killing some more spirits, because these spirits here, these twisted spirits, do lots of damage if they attack in melee. And only one chain remaining. There is another spirit that has respawned. Pull it, move your group towards the chains. Be careful with the last chain, your group tends to clump up on that point, so don't get all killed on the last chain. And the chain becomes attackable right now. Be aware of the white zone again. I think it's dangerous. And just go ahead and kill the chains, and then you'll get some juicy loot. And my voice is about to say bye-bye. So at that point, enjoy the loot. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Terran Baseball with TGN.tv. Zul'Gurub Speedrun Heroic Mode. Hope you liked it. Thumbs that shit up. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.